how U.S. Air Force pilots rush to their advanced jets during a chilling mass takeoff. A U.S. Air Force base suddenly transforms into a scene of intense urgency. Sirens echo across the runway, warning lights flash, and ground crews sprint into position. This is the moment known as a mass scramble, a large-scale, rapid takeoff designed to test how quickly American airpower can respond to a serious and unexpected threat. From the instant the alert is issued, pilots leave briefing rooms and living quarters at full speed. Wearing flight suits and carrying helmets already prepped for immediate use, they run toward their advanced fighter jets waiting on the apron. Every second matters. In both training and real-world scenarios, even the smallest delay can determine mission success or failure. On the flight line, aircraft such as the F-15, F-16, F-22 Raptor, and F-35 Lightning II are already in a high readiness state. Auxiliary power units are running, technicians perform final checks, and ground crew members signal pilots forward with precise, practiced movements. Procedures that normally take much longer are compressed into a matter of minutes, refined through decades of doctrine and relentless training. As pilots strap into their cockpits, advanced avionics immediately come alive. Digital displays flood the cockpit with real-time data. Weather conditions, fuel status, weapons readiness, and potential threats. With a single command, engines roar to life, shaking the runway as the jets taxi toward the takeoff point. One by one, aircraft line up, separated by only seconds. The mass takeoff is not a show of spectacle. It is a realistic simulation of how the U.S. Air Force would respond to a sudden attack from air, sea, or even cyberspace. Fighters lift off in rapid succession, forming airborne formations within minutes. Once in the air, they link seamlessly with early warning aircraft, satellites, aerial refueling tankers, and command centers, creating a fully integrated combat network. Behind this speed lies a deeper layer of preparation. Long before alarms sound, aircraft are positioned for quick access, fuel levels are carefully managed, and weapons are configured for multiple threat scenarios. This posture, known as combat readiness, assumes that an airbase could be targeted at any moment. Ground crews are as critical as the pilots themselves. In near silence, they remove engine covers, disengage weapon safeties, and confirm that hydraulic and electronic systems are fully operational. Each movement is automatic, the result of constant drills under high-pressure conditions. This coordination ensures that aircraft can launch before becoming vulnerable targets on the ground. Once airborne, missions do not always begin with an immediate strike. Often, the first priority is securing friendly airspace, intercepting hostile aircraft, countering cruise missile threats, or protecting strategic assets such as reconnaissance planes and tankers. Mass takeoffs allow the U.S. Air Force to rapidly establish an air umbrella during the critical opening phase of a conflict. Modern warfare adds further complexity. Threats now include cyber attacks and electronic jamming, meaning aircraft must be protected even before takeoff. U.S. fighters activate electronic countermeasure systems while still on the runway, ensuring resilience against signal disruption or attempted interference from the very first moment of flight. Fifth-generation fighters like the F-22 and F-35 play a decisive role. With stealth capabilities, sensor fusion, and advanced electronic warfare systems, they often spearhead operations penetrating contested airspace. Meanwhile, aircraft like the F-15 and F-16 provide heavy firepower and layered support, forming the backbone of sustained air operations. Military analysts note that the ability to conduct rapid, coordinated mass takeoffs is a key indicator of a nation's war readiness. Many countries operate advanced fighter jets, but few can launch dozens of aircraft simultaneously, safely, and with such precision. This capability sends a powerful strategic and psychological message to any potential adversary. For the pilots, the sprint to their jets marks a sharp transition, from routine life to full combat mindset. Emotions are suppressed, focus narrows, and training takes over. In those moments, instinct, discipline, and trust in both technology and teammates define success. As the thunder of afterburners fades and the sky fills with heat trails, the airbase returns to a brief calm. But that silence is deceptive. For the U.S., Air Force, it is proof that their system works, an assurance that American airpower can be unleashed at a moment's notice, faster than any threat can react, and without compromise. Beyond the visible intensity on the runway, a mass takeoff is the final step of a much larger operational chain. Intelligence units, cyber defense teams, and space-based assets are already active long before the first jet moves. Satellite surveillance, radar networks, and electronic intelligence continuously feed data into command centers, shaping the scenario that triggers the scramble. By the time pilots run toward their aircraft, the decision to launch has already passed multiple layers of authorization. Weather and runway conditions are also factored in real time. Military meteorologists provide rapid updates, ensuring that visibility, wind speed, and temperature will not compromise the launch sequence. Even under poor conditions, pilots are trained to execute mass departures safely, reinforcing the Air Force's ability to operate under nearly any circumstances. Logistics play a decisive but often unseen role. Fuel supply lines, spare parts, and maintenance teams remain on standby to support follow-on sorties. A successful mass takeoff is not measured only by how fast jets leave the ground, but by how long the airbase can sustain continuous operations afterward. This endurance is essential in a prolonged conflict. From a strategic standpoint, mass takeoffs are designed to deny the enemy initiative. By launching aircraft before they can be targeted on the ground, the U.S. Air Force preserves its most valuable assets and immediately shifts the fight into the air. This doctrine has been shaped by decades of combat experience and refined through large-scale exercises across multiple theaters. The psychological impact extends beyond adversaries. For Allied forces, witnessing a rapid, disciplined mass launch reinforces confidence in U.S. airpower and interoperability. Many of these exercises are conducted alongside NATO and partner nations, ensuring that communication, tactics, and response times remain aligned in coalition warfare. After the aircraft return, the operation is far from over. Detailed debriefings analyze flight data, radio communications, sensor performance, and human decision-making. Every second saved or lost is documented. Lessons learned are quickly integrated into future training cycles, keeping the force in a constant state of evolution. In an era of rising global tensions, these mass takeoffs are no longer rare events. They are a visible reminder that the U.S. Air Force operates on a posture of permanent readiness. What may look like a dramatic rush to the runway is, in reality, the product of calm planning, layered technology, and professionals trained to respond instantly, turning urgency into controlled, overwhelming airpower. Historically, the concept of mass takeoff was born from hard lessons learned during earlier wars, when aircraft destroyed on the ground could decide the outcome of entire campaigns. The U.S. Air Force institutionalized rapid launch doctrines to ensure that airpower would never be neutralized before it could fight back. Today's mass scramble is the modern evolution of that philosophy, enhanced by digital command systems and network-centric warfare. Airbase defense units operate in parallel with the takeoff sequence. Missile defense systems, security forces, and counter-drone teams are fully activated during a mass launch, anticipating follow-up attacks. This layered protection ensures that while fighters surge into the sky, the base itself remains resilient against simultaneous threats. Training for such moments begins early in a pilot's career. From flight school to advanced tactical squadrons, aviators repeatedly rehearse high-stress launches under time pressure. Simulators replicate equipment failures, runway damage, and electronic interference, conditioning pilots to react instinctively rather than hesitate. By the time they face a real scramble, muscle memory and procedure override fear. Strategically, mass takeoffs reflect a shift from reactive defense to proactive deterrence. The ability to launch large numbers of aircraft in minutes signals that any attempt to achieve surprise will fail. Potential adversaries must assume that U.S. fighters will already be airborne, tracking and responding before an attack fully unfolds. In recent years, these operations have gained renewed importance amid great power competition. Exercises conducted in the Indo-Pacific, Europe, and the Middle East routinely include mass takeoff scenarios to demonstrate reach and readiness. Each launch serves as both training and message. Air superiority is not a future goal, but an immediate capability. Ultimately, the sight of pilots racing toward their jets captures only a fraction of the reality. What unfolds on the runway is the visible edge of an enormous system, spanning intelligence, space, cyber, logistics, and human discipline. When the jets lift off in rapid succession, it is not chaos, but orchestration. For observers, the moment is often described as intimidating. For the U.S. Air Force, it is reassurance, proof that when the warning sounds, airpower does not hesitate. It moves, fast, coordinated, and ready to dominate the skies from the very first minute of conflict.